What is it like to own this car for a year and a half? So I'll be giving you a pros and cons list in this video. Let's go. So pro number one is probably it's a party to drive this car every day, man. It's like you still get a lot of looks from other people like coming up to you and saying, what kind of car is this, man? It's like you don't really care much about attention, of course, but it's sometimes nice to have that kind of comments, like people saying, oh, it's a nice car, what kind of brand is this? So that's a really nice thing. Another thing that I like about this car is the HUD display. It's not really a Zeekr kind of thing, but it's really nice to not having to take your eyes off the road and just drive the car as is. Pro number two is stability of the car. So I think the car is really stable to drive. You can really attack those corners, and it doesn't feel like you're driving on Aladdin's magic carpet, if you know what I'm saying. The feeling you get from sedans or shooting brakes, it drives a lot better in my opinion, and because you're a bit lower to the floor, when you're driving in an SUV, you're a bit higher up. The air suspension, you probably don't really notice much difference when you're driving this car. If you switch back to a old car with old suspension, you will notice a big difference, the comfortableness on driving this car. So that's really a pro in my opinion. So it really is really stable, really nice to drive. Pro number three, big software updates on Zeekr. So they improved the digital key, new graphics in the Zeekr app, journey log errors, and incorporating Zeekr feedback in the app itself. So they have like a link which you can click in the app, which shows you that if you have a problem with a thing in your car, like software wise, or maybe could also be hardware, it doesn't matter, you can just tell Zeekr what your problem is and they will pick it up from there. So Zeekr development will pick it up. So pro number four is probably the ADAS system. It's improved, like the adaptive cruise control and the lane assist improved a lot. And what you have to think about these ADAS system is that sometimes when you drive with adaptive cruise control on a lane, it sometimes weaves to the left or right when there's a big truck next to you or like a van, those kind of things. Also, adaptive cruise control didn't work well in the night, so it kind of weaves left to right, or sometimes it was a bit messed up with the placement of the car inside a lane. Same goes for lane assist. Sometimes it weaves to the left and it doesn't make the smooth lane switching thing. So that was also a thing that was improved in the Q2 2024 update. There are less pings and bells and annoyances, so that is pro number five when you activate lane assist and adaptive cruise control. So in the old software update, it was more like activate the adaptive cruise control. It makes some sounds, and when you change lanes, it also makes sounds. They all got rid of all those annoying things. It basically is a lot better now without all those sound systems. Pro number six is probably new shortcuts. So as of the law in driving a new EV car is that you have to have driver monitoring and speed warnings. So those are by default always on when you get into the car, and because a lot of people like turn them off. They made like shortcuts when you swipe down, and you can just turn them off immediately after you start the car. Pro number seven is probably the Zeekr development team is heavily involved with the Zeekr drivers. So I have never seen a car company, even like Tesla, done that. So they even arranged like Zeekr meetings at the headquarters to improve the software. So I think that's the right way to go, because we are real drivers. We get into the car every morning and drive the car to work. During the driving, you might get a scenario which you don't get during development or testing phase, which is really valuable, remarks or comments or suggestions for the Zeekr development team. It's really a nice thing that Zeekr does this. There are definitely more pros than this, but I think these are the biggest ones that improved over time in a year and a half. So lots of things have changed, but we're gonna move over to the cons. There's a thing called driver easy entry, which you know, the seat goes backwards, and when you step on the brake, the seat goes into your position. It doesn't work always like that. So sometimes it gets in the right position, sometimes it doesn't. So it might have something to do with the internet connection with your profile. So when you get into your car, the profile is not loaded yet or something like that. I don't know. But it's like kind of like a 50-50 thing. Driver monitoring and speed warning is still annoying, man. So sometimes if you forget to turn them off, it's super annoying when you drive like 1 kilometer too fast. Then, you know, you get those bells and whistles all the time. It's just annoying, man. I don't think that any driver will, you know, drive with these kind of systems because it's just annoying. There are no physical buttons in the car, so that is one of the cons, I think, is as well. So they fixed it in the new facelift version, but there are no physical buttons. Even the trunk and the glove box buttons, which are like in front of the shifter, sometimes you just rub or like swipe through the touch controls and then you will accidentally just press the button. So I think it's kind of annoying to have those kind of non-physical buttons, and also like the touch pads on the steering wheel. I'm used to it right now, like after a year and a half, but I would rather have a physical button where you can just press it. So it works just way better. You can't control your music when you're close to a car in front of you. So I think you should always be in control of your music, because it's annoying to not be able to control your music. And if you drive an old car, you can still like next and previous track and those kind of things. So that was a very annoying thing. Con number 5, middle screen feels very overwhelming and not every option may seem logically placed. Sometimes you have to tap like 2 or 3 times, or maybe 4 or 5 times. Could be improved in the future. I think Zeekr should definitely listen to the drivers like us to improve their user experience. So things are more logically placed and less tabs and those kind of things. So it should be very easy to like get the best user experience on the screens, because you got such a big screen. So it's really easy to place buttons that are logically placed. Okay, con number 6, profile preferences. So I get the feeling that things can be saved a lot better, like distance from adaptive cruise control, navigation voice standard off, because that navigation voice is so annoying, man. If you like navigate through the native navigation app from Zeekr, the voice is always default on. So I never use that one, because after every section, like every turn or every intersection you come across, she will nag you, man, like turn right here, and she will keep saying that. So she keeps telling you stuff, and it keeps cutting the music as well, so that is very annoying. So I always turn the voice off. I think music preferences will be should also be like saved. Sometimes you really have to reset the music preference, and charging preferences is also a thing that doesn't get saved, because it's standardly like configured on 32 amps, but I think I set it always to 16 because my house is like 25 amps. I can't charge my car at 32. So if I put the car on 16 amps, it should stay on 16 amps and not like reset all the time to 32. So that's a bit annoying as well. Con number 7, the Zeekr app. When you click on something, it feels pretty slow. I'm not saying that the app is slow, but when you make a connection to your car, like if you want to preheat your windows, you want to preheat your seat, you click on something and then it will take a while before it get the execution done. So there might be some improvements on that one. You know, I don't really know what happens when you click on something and then it will connect to the car. That could be improved. So it doesn't. When I had my Tesla Model S, the app was quite fast. So if I click on something, it does preheat the car and those kind of things in a matter of seconds. And sometimes in here you maybe have to wait like 20 or 30 seconds, which is a bit slow in my opinion. Another con, Sentry mode is a battery drainer, man. So on Sentry mode, if you like go on a vacation and you put on Sentry mode for 24 hours, it will eat up like 10% of your battery. So it can be improved. Maybe it has to do something with when something is happening around your car, then the system should be filming that stuff. But if there's nothing happening in your car, there's no cat, there's no person, there's nothing, there's no car in the neighborhood moving or something, then the battery should not be used. So there's some kind of performance issue in that thing that should be looked at Zeekr. The navigation does feel a bit dull. So the original navigation that is in the native Zeekr system, yeah, it's gray, doesn't have much color. I think it can be better. They also released a new navigation app that would be the standard because it's totally different. It's like night and day. It's like it looks more like Google Maps. So I think they're going into the right direction. They just have to release that as a standard navigation. I think that would be a nice improvement. When it's winter, front windshield heating, when it's freezing outside like -5 degrees, then your windows will get frozen, right? So there's like a lot of ice on it. You preheat the car for 15 minutes and then, but the front camera is still not defrosted yet. So basically the ADAS system will still not work for 5 to 10 minutes. You have to drive the car for a bit before it, defrosts, and that's a thing they have addressed before, but I don't think it's really fixed yet, but we'll have to test that in winter again. There are still no video on demand options. Very interesting because there's a Zeekr Lab option in the Zeekr OS. Things like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, Disney Plus, which is a shame because we have such a nice middle screen. Why not utilize the video on demand stuff? Because when you're supercharging the car, it's like a good time killer because you can just get a coffee or a cinnamon bun, something to eat, and just watch some Netflix series. So it's really nice to have something to watch at. So I had that in the Tesla Model S. I still don't have it after a year and a half, so it would be a warm welcome to have this option in the Zeekr. Still no automatic parking. So I've tested a lot of Chinese brands, and Xpeng had this automatic parking, which works very well. Zeekr hasn't implemented this yet. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's not safe yet. They haven't tested too much of the automatic parking yet. So I don't think they're confident yet to release this feature, but I did hear them saying that they are working on it and they are still trying to release it on this car. But still, after a year and a half, no automatic parking, man. And the last one I have is blinkers. When you press the blinkers, left or right, doesn't matter, then sometimes it gets canceled out. So other sounds playing on the speakers will cancel out your blinkers, but the blinker sounds are pretty loud in my opinion. So it would be nice to have like different kinds of sounds, so you can just or maybe turn down the blinker sounds a bit so it doesn't have to be like so present in the car. So that is basically it, the pros and cons of me driving this car. So there's probably a lot more pros and cons, but these are just the things I experience every day. Keep driving, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Peace.